I caught my coworker coming out of the women's bathroom at work. Later we got an all-office email demanding to know who soiled the women's bathroom. Hey Reddit. I've been working at my company for about 4 years, and I have a coworker I'll call Earl. I don't know Earl super well, but he's always been a decent dude. Just a little off and kind of weird. Right now, several of our floors are under construction, so hardly anyone has been down there for the past couple of days while parts are being ordered, except for a small unit of 2 people who work in the storage area on one of the floors. Today, I was down there to drop some things off in storage when I rounded the corner and saw Earl slipping out of the women's bathroom, looking back and forth quickly to make sure no one saw him, before going into the corridor that leads to the elevator. I was confused but shrugged it off. His gender identity crisis or a malfunctioning men's bathroom on his floor was none of my business. But then we got an all-office email demanding to know who had decided to defecate all over the women's bathroom floor. I talked to one of the girls who works on that floor, and there was not only a mess in the middle of the floor, but feces smeared all over the walls, with "Hi Larry, our office manager," written in fecal matter on the mirrors, followed by "Screw Suzanne" written on another. Suzanne is the manager who works on the isolated floor and one of the few females on that level. So, it could be Earl. But it also might not be. Earl is pretty unhinged, he has PTSD and is socially incompetent, but he's also a germaphobe, so I can't see him being so crazy that he'd play with his own feces. On the other hand, I don't want to rat him out and then have this weirdo slash my tires or come after me in the parking lot. Should I tell my boss about this, something I'd rather not do, because he tends to shoot first and ask questions later, or talk to Earl privately? I'm not sure, as this is the weirdest situation I've ever been in. Edit, my buddy just texted me to tell me that it's common knowledge in Earl's work group that he has a huge crush on Suzanne that has not returned. Apparently, she crushed him when she turned down a giant teddy bear he brought her last week on her birthday. He's also never gotten along with Larry. Wonderful. Edit 2, buddy number 2 just told me that Suzanne found a handprint on her car door handle. She needed to be calmed down and had to have her car checked before she got in. Security is going to check the tapes tomorrow, evidently. I told my buddy to watch out for Earl and to mention what I saw. Final update, hey Reddit. Thought I'd update you on the crazy train that is Earl. About a month ago, I saw Earl, my PTSD-ridden coworker, sneaking out of the women's bathroom. Later, we got a nastygram from office management demanding to know who soiled the women's bathroom. There was not only a mess in the middle of the floor, but feces smeared all over the walls, with "Hi Larry" written on the mirror and "Screw Suzanne" written on another. Suzanne is the manager on the isolated floor and one of the few women there. Long story short, I ended up giving my buddy in security a heads up that I saw Earl sneaking out of the women's bathroom. Suzanne also found a handprint on her car door handle that same day. Security checked the tapes, but of course they didn't catch anything. Several of the cameras were out. Earl wasn't questioned right away, and for the most part, people forgot about the incident, except Suzanne. The other day, Suzanne came into work and found a huge pile of feces in the middle of her cubicle. Several of her belongings had been touched or knocked over. She immediately lost it and ran straight to security.